Have you ever looked at your life and thought, I don't want more excitement. I just want peace. You want to stay home, eat the same food, watch something familiar, spend time alone, and honestly, do absolutely nothing. In a world obsessed with productivity, networking, traveling, and constantly leveling up, wanting a quiet life can feel almost wrong. But here's what psychology and neuroscience suggest. Sometimes, craving a boring life isn't laziness. It's your brain asking for recovery. 1. Your brain may be overloaded. Think about how much information your brain processes every single day. Notifications, messages, social media, work deadlines, news, conversations, decisions, and the constant pressure to be productive. Your brain doesn't get many opportunities to truly switch off. When demands stay high for too long, your stress systems can remain activated. Your body becomes more alert, your attention becomes fragmented, and mental fatigue starts building. That's why after a long, stressful day, you may not want another party or another adventure. You may simply want your bedroom, silence, a familiar show, a simple meal, a predictable routine. That craving can be your nervous system looking for less stimulation and more recovery. 2. Why boring routines can feel so good. There's another reason people start craving simple routines. Decision fatigue. Every decision requires some amount of mental effort. What should I eat? What should I wear? Should I answer this message? Should I go out? What should I work on next? Individually, these decisions seem small, but hundreds of them can add up. This is why a predictable routine can feel surprisingly peaceful. When you already know what you're going to do, your brain doesn't have to constantly evaluate new options. And that gives your attention more room for things that actually matter. So having the same morning routine, eating familiar meals, taking the same evening walk, or spending a quiet night at home isn't necessarily a sign that you've lost ambition. Sometimes, simplicity is how you protect your mental energy. 3. Boredom isn't always empty time. Here's something even more interesting. When you're not constantly focused on an external task, a network in your brain called the default mode network, or DMN, becomes more active. The DMN is associated with processes such as self-reflection, remembering experiences, imagining the future, and connecting different ideas. In other words, when you're staring out the window, taking a shower, walking without your phone, or simply sitting quietly, your brain isn't necessarily doing nothing. It may be processing, connecting memories, organizing thoughts, and allowing ideas to appear that never had enough space during a busy day. That's why some of your best ideas may come when you're doing something completely ordinary. Boredom can create mental space. 4. Solitude can be healthy, but there's a line. But there is an important distinction. There's a difference between choosing solitude and hiding from life. Healthy solitude sounds like, I need some quiet time so I can recharge. Unhealthy withdrawal sounds more like, I don't want to see anyone because I'm afraid, exhausted, or completely disconnected. The activity may look similar from the outside, but psychologically, the intention is different. Healthy solitude restores you. Avoidance slowly shrinks your world. So ask yourself, after spending time alone, do I feel restored and ready to reconnect? Or do I feel even more disconnected? That simple question can tell you a lot. 5. A quiet life can change your relationships. When you stop chasing constant stimulation, something else can happen. Your social circle may become smaller, and that isn't necessarily a bad thing. You may stop wanting relationships that depend on constant entertainment, attention, or validation. Instead, you start appreciating people you can simply be around. People you don't have to impress. People you can sit with in silence. People who make you feel safe instead of socially exhausted. Real connection doesn't always require endless conversation. Sometimes, being comfortable in silence is a deeper form of connection. Closing. Maybe you don't need more. Maybe you just need peace. A quiet life isn't a failure. Sometimes it's freedom.